Good morning, children. Today we are going to start lesson 4, part 3. In the previous video, we have discussed regarding humidity and precipitation, weather and climate. And I already said regarding condensation. And today, in this video, we are going to discuss regarding the forms of precipitation. Now let us start the video. Types of precipitation. Actually, what is the meaning of precipitation? Rainfall is the most common form of precipitation. So, rainfall in any form is called as a precipitation only. Here in this picture, you can see the types of precipitation. It may be in the form of rain, sleet, snow, hail, all these things. So, rain, how it comes to the earth surface. When the evaporation has taken place, the clouds will be formed and the clouds completely filled with the water droplets. So the vapor changing into droplets of water is called as condensation. After the process of condensation, the clouds can't hold the water any longer when the cool air touches to the clouds. At that time, it precipitates, means it releases the water from the clouds, and that is only reaching to the earth's surface in the form of rain, sleet, snow and hail depending upon the weather conditions. If the weather is normal, then it will be in the form of rain. If it is too cool in some of the areas, it will be in the form of sleet and snow. And in some of the areas, depending upon the weather conditions, touching the cool air to the water droplets will be turning into hails. So this is the types of precipitation. So here you can see it clearly. Rain. Falling drops of liquid water is called as rain. And what is snow? Falls when the temperature in a cloud is below freezing. And what is sleet? Rain that freezes as it falls. So rain itself will be freezing when it is falling. That is called as sleet, and forms when drops of rain freeze and strong winds carry them higher into a cloud is called as hail. And here we are going to discuss regarding the types of rainfall. On the basis of origin, rainfall may be classified into three types. So what are those? Convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall and cyclonic rainfall. Once again children, what are the types of rainfall? Convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall and cyclonic rainfall. These are the three types of rainfall. So now let us discuss all these three in detail. First one is the convectional rainfall. So in the picture you can see this is the convectional rainfall. How it is forming. First from the sea evaporation process is happening. So from there the moisture air rises and evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration means evaporation and transpiration. Evaporation is the water changing into vapor state. And what is transpiration? Plants also releases some sort of water vapor into the atmosphere, and that process is called as transpiration. So both evaporation and transpiration together is called as evapotranspiration. Then after this process, the cool air touches to the clouds and then heavy rain takes place. This is the convectional rainfall, and almost it is common in low latitudes and on summer days in interior part of the continents, and usually come in the form of short heavy showers just after the hottest part of the day, and sometimes it is accompanied by thunder and lightning also. So this type of rainfall is called as convectional rainfall. Understand children everyone? So this is a normal type of rainfall what we will be seeing in our day-to-day life. In our areas, mostly we will see this such a type of rainfall. So here is the complete definition of the convectional rainfall. It occurs when the energy of the sun heats the surface of the earth, causing water to evaporate to form water vapor. When the land heats up, it warms the air above it. This causes the air to expand and rise. As the air rises, it cools and condenses. If this process continues, rainfall will occur. This is called as convectional rainfall. And the next one is orographic rainfall. So in this picture, you can see the orographic rainfall. So what is orographic rainfall? It is also sometimes called as a organic rainfall also. And we get this term from the Greek oros, meaning mountain. Because this occurs when moist wind is forced to rise over mountains. So in this picture, you can see that first, the cool winds, those are only called as prevailing winds. They are blowing to one of a direction. Starting, you can see in your left hand side the red color arrow marks. So from there, the cool wind is blowing to touch the clouds. So when the cool wind touches the clouds and also the wind from the trees to the left side of the mountain, you can see the trees also. So this cool air, if it touches to the clouds, what will happen? There itself the rain falls. But the shadow of the clouds, completely the clouds which are filled with water are called as rain bearing clouds. The shadow of these clouds will be seen to the other side of the mountain also. But before these clouds moving to the other side of the mountain, it precipitates to one of a side of the mountain only. Understand, children? Once again listen clearly. When the cool not cool, when the completely rain bearing clouds, if they were to one side of the mountain, okay, if they were one side of the mountain, if the cool air touches to these clouds, the rainfall occurs in that part of the mountain only. The clouds can't reach to the other side of the mountain. So to the other side of the mountain, only the shadow of the clouds can be seen, but there won't be any sort of rainfall. So that region where the rainfall is not there, it is called as rain shadow region. Understand, children? So where the rain occurs, that is called as windward direction or windward side, and where the rainfall is not there, what we are calling it as rain shadow region, that is called as leeward side of the mountain. Understand, children? Once again I am explaining it. Listen clearly. So when the rain bearing clouds are to one side of a direction of the mountain, by the cool wind from the mountain and from the trees, it touches to the clouds and the rain occurs in there itself. To the other side of the mountain, only the shadow of the clouds can be seen, but there won't be any sort of rainfall. So where the rainfall is not there, that region is called as rain shadow region. Such a type of rainfall is called as orographic rainfall. This occurs mainly in the mountainous regions only, children. So here you can see the definition of the orographic rainfall. So orographic precipitation, rain, snow or other precipitation produced when moist air is lifted as it moves over a mountain range. As the air rises and cools, orographic clouds form and serve as a source of precipitation, most of which falls upward of the mountain ridge. So to only one direction of the mountain, one side of the mountain, the rainfall will be there and it will be so completely covered with greenery. To the other side, there is no proper rainfall and so it is dried up. So this type of rainfall is called as orographic rainfall. Next one is cyclonic rainfall. So what is there is in this picture, children? It is there even in your textbook also, page number 49. Tropical cyclone. So cyclones will be formed in this way only. And from this, the winds will be rising up and those winds will be blown towards the land side. And so it does, at the time of cyclone, we'll have a very heavy winds. And previously, recently only we have faced the cyclonic effect. And they are saying that within 2 days we have a one more cyclone also. What is cyclonic rainfall? Cyclonic or frontal rain occurs when two air masses meet and form a front. Front means that circular movement. So it is a front is a weather system, that is the boundary separating two different types of air. So it separates the two different types of air there. The warmer moisture laden air rises over the colder air as a warm front, As the air rises, it cools and its relative humidity increases. Clouds form as water vapor, condenses, and then fall as rain. So, because of the wind which is formed in this cyclonic depression, the wind rises up and leads to the occurring of the rainfall in the coastal areas. Such a type of rainfall is called as cyclonic rainfall. Understand, children? And next, rainfall across the globe. So how the rainfall is there across the globe completely, that we'll see now. It is there in your textbook page number 50. Open that part and just go through it. Between the latitudes 10 degrees and 30 degrees north and south of the equator, due to the trade winds. I already said in the previous video why they are called as trade winds, because traders use it to move from one place to other place because of these winds, and so they are named it as trade winds. Rainfall is heavier on the eastern coast and decreases towards the west. Between the latitudes 40 degrees and 60 degrees north and south of the equator, due to the westerlies, the rainfall is heavy on the west coast and decreases towards the east. Low pressure areas, especially around the equator, receive high rainfall than high pressure areas. The rainfall is more over the oceans than on the continents. So, low pressure areas will have a lot of rainfall compared to high pressure areas. Low pressure areas means where if there is a lot of heatness, then it is called as a low pressure areas. And most of the rainfall in the world is occurring on the oceans only, but not on the land, because lot of water evaporates in the oceans only. There itself again it precipitates, again it rains. So most of the rainfall in the world is occurring in the oceans only. So this is regarding the complete hydrosphere, sorry children, atmosphere, complete atmosphere things. And I hope that everyone understand this video. And here is your assignment, children. So how many types of rainfall are there? What are they? Explain the three types of rainfall. How is the rainfall across the globe? So complete these answers and meet you in next video, children. Thank you.